Welcome back to another episode on Buzz on Veterans. I'm Steve Strum. As always, with me, the absolutely iridescent Colonel Chris Budihas.
Hey, good to see you.
And it's good to see you. You know, you are one jacket size bigger.
Yeah, I'm lucky.
I might have to hit you over the head with that, run out and take that jacket. But you know what? I know that we all love your pink jacket, but we're not here to talk about you and or your flamingo pink jacket.
I know.
We're here to talk about Jodie.
I know we
and
are.
Jodie is with the Cohen Clinic at Centerstone. I get that right?
You did.
All right, so we have the Stephen A. Cohen Foundation that operates and helps fund primarily the Military Family Clinic at Cornerstone.
Centerstone, close. Very close. I know, it's a lot.
You need a longer business card.
I know.
All right, so that is a mouthful. Walk us through what the heck you do for our veteran military population.
Happily. So yeah, the Cohen Veterans Network is a system of clinics. We have 22 across the country. And Centerstone is the mental health partner at our clinic in Jacksonville, Florida. And we provide counseling services and case management services to active duty service members, guardsmen and reservists, veterans, and their entire families. And I say entire. So anybody who is affiliated with the service member, girlfriend, boyfriend, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, niece, nephew, can access services through us.
So what's the issue? Like, I mean, we know the issues: suicide and suicidal thoughts, and are we attacking this problem? Are we successful? Like where do you see where are we at and where we need to go, and how can we get there?
Yeah, so Suicide Prevention Month, so definitely it's important to draw attention to it. 1.7 rate higher than civilian population for our veterans. So we know there's definitely still a lot of work to be done. Organizations like the Fire Watch and some other partners have been doing a lot to target veteran suicide rates, and we have seen some reductions since 2019. We did see an increase last year, but
Even
still
coming out of COVID. That's interesting, right?
Yeah, we actually saw pretty low rates in 2020, and there's a lot of different reasons why, potential reasons why, but it's definitely still an issue. And so our clinic addresses, post-traumatic stress disorder, which of course can be associated with suicidal thoughts. It also addresses, non-military related issues, anxiety, depression. I work with the entire family, so we do work with military kiddos, and they may be struggling with a parent who's deployed or a recent move here, or just normal, kid stuff, bullying and stress with school and those kinds of things. So it's not necessarily service-connected issues that we're always treating, but we do see plenty of service-connected issues.
No, I can see that. I mean, my kids, all three kids, had 3 high schools apiece, so high school's tough already, and now you're going to complicate that. So I appreciate you guys giving services not only to the service member but the additional to the family, and no doubt spouses. In my opinion, military spouses have it a lot worse than the military member.
I know your spouse.
You know it.
You know what? She might agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so one of the things, growing up in a military family, right? So I'm looking at it from the eyes of his kids, right? And through my mom, when there was, I think the famous term would be like hurry up and wait, right? So a lot of hurry up and wait, and everybody, you go through all the emotions, right? So when I was in that was towards the tail end of the military career, but still, it's like wow. And then there was the whole mental stigma, right? So my little brother, my 6'1", 225-pound little brother, who is currently serving in the U.S. Army, is even his generation. So he's 9 years my senior, so that makes him 20. So just be clear, I'm 29 for 18 years now. But he's younger than me, so he's part of that millennial population. This guy over here, they did have electricity when he started, which is great, but the stigma, a lot of stigma from the generation previous to me, less stigma for me. My brother probably even still deals that stigma, because not all wounds are on the outside thing. How do you go and approach that service member that may have that wall of, if I show that weakness, then all the things that can happen that would impact his career, who he is, or she? How do you get around that?
Yeah, so it's not an easy one to tackle, right? Yeah, I mean, I think we've made a lot of progress in regards to conversations about mental health and making mental health more a topic of conversation and more acceptable for everyone to access. But there's definitely still a stigma in the military. And for a lot of our active duty service members especially, there is the fear of saying that you need help, or even, hinting even towards the ones closest to you, to your spouse, that you may need help. And we know on average it takes about 10 years for someone to acknowledge that they need help, especially those struggling with PTSD. And so, you can do a lot to educate yourselves on warning signs, on, risk factors, because they're not always obvious. And so there may be some subtle things. Cohen Veterans Network has a whole bunch of resources out right now about how to educate yourself on those signs. But when in doubt, it's just being persistent and keeping up with checking in on them. They may not tell you right away that they're struggling, and so it might take some time of you being there and listening and really just being persistent with the questions about how they're doing.
So great organization. How do folks find you? So part of this is getting the word out, right? You mentioned locally, you went out to Mayport recently, 50 commanding officers in some capacity out there, and many had not heard of your organization. So how do we get the word out?
Yeah, I mean, Jacksonville obviously is humongous, and greater Jacksonville area, there's 7 bases, all the various branches, so it's a really transitional community in the military as well, so it is hard to get the word out. The easiest way to access our clinic is through the Cohen Veterans Network website.
See?
I know. Every
she
time.
runs a joint. You can't get it right.
Because you can you can reach out to any clinic from that website.
Okay.
Our phone number is 431-3500, and you can just give us a call. We've had immediate access for over a year and a half now, meaning no wait list,
Awesome.
no wait times, and so we definitely can meet the need and can continue to grow to meet the need as it grows. We know there's a need. We know people would benefit. We know the families serve alongside the service member, and service impacts the family. Even the most positive experiences in the military can still have stressors associated. So as much as we can do to support, we want to. And getting the word out helps.
Well, I'd like to ask this question. Do you do any form of telehealth for those that can't come?
Yes.
That's a great question.
It is. COVID did a couple good things for us, and one of them is making us really used to and really good at telehealth. We do a ton of it. Even locally in Jacksonville, we're about 50-50 in person and telehealth, because Jacksonville is large, and people may not want to drive for an hour to come to an hour-long session.
That's fair.
And so we do a lot of telehealth. Our clinicians, we also get licensed in multiple states, because Kings Bay is not very far away up in Georgia. Also, our clients may PCS, they may move to a different duty station. We try to keep them if we can.
That's
so
important.
it is.
Continuity care matters.
It is. Yeah. So my clinic can serve 8 states. Our other 2 Centerstone clinics together, we can serve 16 states. And then the network, the goal is that across the network we can serve the whole country.
Well, and for the folks here that don't live in Jacksonville, understanding what that means, so Jacksonville's the size of Rhode Island. Basically. So, in all sincerity, we do have like to have a lot of fun here, talking about a really tender topic from all different sets of eyes. Military family, like you and myself, 35 years doing it here with this guy. It's what you're doing is phenomenal. And what we're going to do is we'll post all of the links for all the different ways to connect on our website on the dailynewsnetwork.com. I'm sure we'll probably have you back for another segment, maybe talking about like something here, something there, or maybe the impact of those people that are struggling going into holidays, things like that. So as we take it away, in that spirit, I do like that jacket, by the way.
I do too.
Thank you so much. Well, I know you do. Thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Colonel Chris, can't do it without you, bud.
Yes, sir. Good to see you.
Guys,
Thank
thanks
you.
so much for joining us for another episode of Buzz on Veterans. If you like us, share us, and remember, live with gratitude.
All right, folks, if you like what you heard, please connect with Wayne and us. We're going to take all their information and put it in the show notes here. Take a look at On Defend, a company that's on the move, doing a lot of amazing things in the cyberspace area. We'll see you in our next segment, and live with gratitude.
Operation Barnabas is a veterans ministry, started in 2017 with the purpose of helping our veterans that kind of got left behind, and they've struggled with addictions, PTSD, suicidal thoughts, those kind of things, helping them get whole again through one-to-one mentorship.
Being able to communicate with them and help them can drastically change their life, can drastically change a family's life. The little that we can do is put our hand out and say, hey, do you want a hand up?